Creamy Brussels sprouts, roasted carrots and parsnips. Get ready for two of my favorite sides when it comes to the festive season. More recipes like this every single Friday, make sure you subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into cooking. We start this recipe by peeling the carrots and the parsnips. After that, trim them on both sides. And depending on how you like them, if you like them crispy, then consider cutting them slightly thinner. If you like them meatier, if I can say it that way, consider leaving them into chunks. I'm choosing the slightly crispier option, but there is no right or wrong, it's all up to you. What you need to bear in mind is that the carrots and the parsnips have different cooking times. So it's important to start first with the carrots, straight into cold water, make sure you salt the water because that's another important step. After 2 minutes of boiling, add the parsnips and cook them for further 2, but no more than that because the rest of the cooking will happen into the pan and into the oven. Make sure you check them before you get them out. The outside layer of the vegetable should be nice and soft, but the vegetable itself overall should be still firm. It's pretty much the same principle as when you make roast potatoes. The only difference between these recipes is that I'm gonna cook these vegetables in a pan too, so set the pan on medium-high heat and add about 40 grams of butter. While the butter is melting, add 3 cloves of crushed garlic. I am also adding a few sprigs of thyme, and after that all the vegetables can go straight in. Other seasoning that you may consider in this situation is a pinch of caraway seeds, great with roasted vegetables in my opinion. And after that, basic seasoning such as salt and pepper is all up to your taste. Of course you could skip this step and you could go straight into the oven, but in my opinion doing it this way you're gonna get a lot better flavor into your vegetables. Your vegetables only need about 2 minutes of cooking into the pan, and after that we're gonna transfer them into the oven. Your oven should be set at 200 degrees Celsius or 390 Fahrenheit. And we are to cook these for about 25 minutes, but halfway through we're gonna get them out and flip them. Since we have plenty of time on our hands until the roasted vegetables are ready, we can start with the next garnish. Set a pan on medium-high heat and chop 3 rashers of tricky bacon. Transfer them into the pan and cook them until golden brown. This is gonna take about 5 minutes, so meanwhile you can start preparing the Brussels sprouts. Love them or hate them, there are not that many green vegetables that made it so late into the year, like the Brussels sprouts. Very popular during the Christmas period, but they are in season from October to March, so make sure you use them into your future recipes. With a sharp knife, trim the little end off and get rid of some of the outer layer leaves. I like cutting them in half because they cook faster and are a lot easier to eat, but you can definitely leave them whole depending on their size. Our bacon is getting there, nice, crispy, just the way we like it. I'm gonna remove it from the pan till later, making space for the Brussels sprouts. You can use exactly the same pan. I'm actually recommend using it because it still has some bacon flavor. Add about 10 grams of butter because there is not much fat left after the bacon. Add the Brussels sprouts in and cook them for about 5 minutes or until you see them getting a nice golden brown color on the outside. Make sure you toss them or you mix them time to time, so they cook evenly. Now start with basic seasoning such as salt and pepper, a pinch of each or depending on your taste. I probably love garlic too much for some reason, but I really believe that it's gonna help in this situation, so 1 clove of grated garlic. Optionally you can add a splash of brandy, this is gonna enhance the flavor overall. About 100 ml of chicken stock goes straight into the pan, cover this with a lid and cook the sprouts for about 3 minutes. With the high hope that you didn't forget about the roasted vegetables that were in the oven so far, get them out and flip them over. You can see them catching color at the edges, but they only gonna get better. Just wait another 12-13 minutes. Back to the pan, our sprouts start looking good, right? The chicken stock is probably reduced by half, just perfect. And now is the time when we're gonna add the crispy bacon. And after that follow with a touch of cream, about 50 ml. Dairy cream if possible, this will ensure the best results. Use a sprinkle of your preferred hard cheese. You can either use Pecorino Romano or Parmesan, but in this situation I'm going for Pecorino Romano. But as I said, nothing stops you to go with any other hard cheese that you love. Taste and adjust the seasoning, a bit more salt and a bit more pepper. Bring the sprouts to the boil and take them off the heat. The roasted carrots and parsnips start looking good, so get them out the oven and transfer them into a bowl. This is just how I like them, slightly crispy on the outside and nice and moist on the inside. Drizzle a touch of maple syrup, this will work in perfect balance with the salt we added earlier. Let's don't forget about our second side of the day, the creamy Brussels sprouts. And if you enjoyed this content, make sure to check the other videos from the playlist Christmas at Home this year. We had roast potatoes, we had turkey, today the 2 sides that we just made, and next week I'm gonna come up with a dessert recipe, so make sure you stick around and give this video a thumbs up. See you next time.